This week on the channel, I've got 8 tips for overcoming stage fright. Let's go. Hi, my name is Adam. Welcome to the channel. If you're a gigging musician, you are in the right place. So let's talk about something every performer's dealt with at some point. Stage fright. You know, that heart-pounding, sweat-inducing, did I actually sign up for this feeling right before you step on stage? It may manifest differently for different folks, but we all know what it is when it happens. But here's the thing, stage fright isn't just a case of the jitters, it's actually a very real biological response. Now, stage fright, or performance anxiety, happens because our brains are hardwired to keep us safe from danger, even when that danger is just a friendly audience. When we're up on stage, all eyes are on us, and our brains interpret that as a threat. So your adrenaline kicks in, your body goes into fight or flight mode, and suddenly you're sweating, shaking, and ready to either nail the solo or run out the back door. Sound familiar? So why do we get this way? Well, blame evolution. Back in the day, being stared at usually meant that danger was lurking, and we had to be ready to fight or flee at a moment's notice. Now these days, it's just our brains trying to protect us from looking silly or messing up in front of a bunch of people. But the good news is, stage fright doesn't mean you're a crappy performer. It actually means you care, and that's a good thing. So today we're going to try and flip that nervous energy around with 8 tips to handle stage fright like a pro. Hey, so future Adam here from editing land. Realized I didn't do the normal like and subscribe pitch that I would normally do. And as you know, it really helps support the channel, get things more visible. So wanted to go ahead and do that pitch before we get into the meat of this video. So really appreciate it if you could do that. Now let's get back to the good stuff. First up, start with a ritual. Rituals give us control over any situation, and that control helps keep our nerves in check. Now, rituals can look like a lot of different things. Maybe it's a quick warm-up, taking a few deep breaths, or having a quiet moment outside the venue. One of our patrons mentioned his band has a set pre-show playlist that starts their gig in motion about 15 minutes before downbeat. And this has become a way for the band as well as the audience to prepare mentally for what's about to happen. This familiarity allows you as a player time to collect your thoughts and remind yourself that while every show is unique, we've been down this road before and it's gonna be okay. Find what works for you and make it a habit. So when it's showtime, your mind is already in the right place. Tip number 2, visualize a disaster-free set. Visualization is more powerful than you might think. Close your eyes for a few minutes before you go on stage and imagine every detail of your set going perfectly, like it's a highlight reel of your best performance. This usually works because it helps your brain feel more prepared. By the time you're on stage, it almost feels like you've done it already. Picture every song, every riff, and every crowd reaction going exactly how you want it to. This may give your brain a bit of a confidence boost. Tip number 3, embrace the nerves. Now, let's talk about those nerves. A little adrenaline can actually be your best friend on stage. It's your body's way of pumping you up to build up your energy so you can perform at your absolute best. Instead of trying to fight the nerves, use them to your advantage. Tell yourself, this excitement is the fuel I need to perform with energy and passion. The key here is to reframe it. The faster you get comfortable with that, the more natural performing is going to feel. Tip number 4, reframe the audience as friends. Here's a big one. In most cases, the audience isn't there to tear you down. They're not out there looking for your mistakes, unless you're in a room full of guitar players. If someone bought a ticket to your gig or posted up in front of the stage before your set, odds are they're rooting for you to succeed. Besides, 99% of the stuff you as a performer are worried about are completely outside of the audience's awareness. And even for that 1%, the audience is usually so caught up in the overall experience, they're not going to notice whatever it is you're stressing about. Tip number 5, focus on the music and not your ego. Stage fright often creeps in because we're too focused on ourselves. Try and flip the focus to the music instead. Think about the song, think about the way it makes you feel, the rhythm, the flow. Get lost in that. When you're fully immersed in the music, there's way less room for nerves. It becomes less about what people think and more about how the music makes them feel. You're there to create a shared experience, so let the music be the center of your attention. Tip number 6, mistakes happen. Embrace them and move on. Here's a fact, even the pros mess up on stage. The difference is they don't let it show. If you miss a note, don't make a big fuss about it, just keep going. Most people in the crowd won't even notice. It's not about perfection, it's about the performance as a whole. Remember, everybody's rooting for you, so if something goes wrong, own it and move forward. Your confidence is the key and your audience is going to follow that lead. Tip number 7, create a safe space on stage. This could be your pedal board, a mic stand, or even a certain spot on the floor. For me, it's usually looking back towards our drummer. If he doesn't look worried, I probably shouldn't be either. If he does though, that's a totally different story. Another option may be to find a way to disassociate and just focus. Some gigs I wear sunglasses and being behind a pair of dark lenses gives you a slight disconnect from the people in front of you. You can play or sing with your eyes completely closed and no one will ever be the wiser. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, just move to your safe space to center yourself. Think of it like a mental anchor that reminds you that you are in control. No matter what happens, that's your base. It sounds simple, but having that small point of focus can make a huge difference. And lastly, tip number 8, the best cure for stage fright is more stage time. The only true way to get over stage fright, get on stage as much as you can. Every time you perform, you get a little more comfortable, and eventually, stage fright becomes a manageable hum in the background. Whether it's small gigs, open mics, or even practicing in front of friends, every bit of stage time adds up. So keep showing up. The more you do it, the easier it gets, and one day stepping on stage will feel as natural as picking up your guitar. And even if anxiety is a part of your gigging experience, the more times you go up there and plow through it, the better you'll be able to handle it at the next show. So there you go. 8 tips to handle stage fright like a pro. Remember, stage fright is just your body's way of telling you that this matters to you, and that is a good thing. What do you do when you get stage fright? Let me know in the comments. What tips and tricks do you have that we didn't cover? And as a reminder, if these tips helped, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep pushing yourself to take that stage. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time.